Let's pray. Mighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessings send upon us here assembled, grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation, in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you commit to touch. Amen. Such at a time, kindly ring the quorum bell for the first 5 minutes. Yes, Honorable Whip, can you confirm if you have quorum?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have quorum.
As to the order of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. Order paper number 351 of Wednesday, 24th September 2025 at 9 a.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Honorable Alice Wajawa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Pursuant to the provision of orders number 182B of the standing orders, I wish to table today, Wednesday, 24th September 2025, report of Trade, Tourism, Industry, and Marketing Committee on the operations of Kisumu County Trade Fund. Thank you.
Honorable members. The Trade, Tourism, Industry and Marketing Committee has properly laid before the House the report on a matter raised by Honorable James Were regarding the operations of Kisumu County Trade Fund. I want to direct that the House Business Committee considers scheduling this report for debate. Honorable Kennedy Uko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Order number 182.6 of the standing orders, I wish to table today, Wednesday, 24th September 2025, report of the PICPAC Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kisumu County Alcoholic Drink Fund financial year 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2023-2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, the Public Accounts and Investment Committee has properly laid before the House the committee report on the examination of the Auditor General's report, the financial statement of Kisumu County Alcoholic Drink Funds for the year ended 30th June 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. I want to direct that the House Business Committee considers scheduling this report for debate. Honorable Zachary Okoyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to provisions of orders number 182.6 of the standing orders, I wish to table today, Wednesday, 24th September 2025, report on Labor and Social Welfare Services Committee on the matter of compliance with the regulation number 71 of the Public Service Commission Regulation 2020 on the mandatory retirement age. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare Services has properly laid before the House a report on the matter of compliance with the regulations of number 71 of the Public Service Commission Regulations 2020 on the mandatory retirement age. I want to direct that the House Business Committee considers scheduling this report for a debate. Honorable Vitalis Komudo.
Many thanks, Honorable Speaker, together with the fellow colleagues. Pursuant to the provisions of Order Number 182, Caption 6 of the Standing Orders, I wish to table today, Wednesday, 24th September 2025, a report of Ward Development Committee on the benchmarking exercise with Migori County Assembly. Many thanks once more.
Honorable members, the Committee on Ward Development has populated before the House their benchmarking, the report on their benchmarking exercise with the Migori County Assembly. As per standing orders, if there is matter that requires a resolution of the House, we will schedule this report for debate. For this, I want to direct that members can access the report, look at the recommendations, the report of the Ward Development Committee, and alongside the other reports that have been laid before the House that directed that House Business Committee consider for scheduling for debate, ensure they are circulated on time, the members in preparation for debate. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable Alice Waja.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Pursuant to the provision of orders number 45-1 of the standing orders, this House adopts the report of Trade, Tourism, Industry and Marketing Committee on the operations of Kisumu County Trade Fund. Thank you.
Honorable Kennedy Ouko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Order Number 45-1 of the Standing Orders, this House adopts the report of PIPAC Committee on the examination of a report of the Auditor Generals on the financial statement of Kisumu County Alcoholic Drink Fund, financial years 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2023-2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Aria Koyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to give notice on motion on the report of Labor and Social Welfare Services Committee that pursuant to the provision of orders number 45-1 of the standing orders, this House adopts the report of Labor and Social Welfare Services Committee on the matter of compliance with the regulation number 71 of the Public Service Commission Regulations 2020 on the mandatory retirement age. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order number 7, statements.
Statement time. Next order.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion. Adoption of the report of the Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee on the first tax expenditure by Honorable Nancy Matara.
Honorable Nancy Matara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to read the report on the Committee of Sports, Culture, Gender, Youth Affairs on the first tax expenditures. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, these reports represent a comprehensive analysis of the expenditures incurred in relation to the festive festival art and culture. The objective is to assess financial accountability, evaluate budget performance, and ensure alignment with the festival's goals of cultural promotions, tourism development, and national representation. The review covers both direct and indirect costs associated with the planning, organization, logistics, performance, infrastructure, publicity, and post-event evaluation. It includes the expenditure sourced from government allocation, sponsorships, and other funding streams. Honorable Sam Onyango, MCA Railways Nyalenda Ward, sought a statement from the Department Committee on Sports, Culture, Gender, and Youth Affairs concerning the matters of expenditures incurred for the FESTAC, held in Kisumu County in 2025, August to 1st September 2024. In the statement, the Honorable Member outlined the following issues to be addressed by the committee. 1. Contracts assigned between the county government, local artists, and security services providers. 2. The official attendance list of participants at the event. 3. Payment made for accommodation, meals, and transport for delegates. 4. Contracts signed with local suppliers and service providers. 5. The benefit realized by the county from the events. 6. The total cost from delegates registration. Committee observations and findings. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, after committee deliberation and agreement with the Department of Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs, the committee came up with the following observation. 1. Partnership agreement. On 13th May 2024, Kisumu County Government entered into a formal agreement with the organizers of the FESTAC African Festivals. The agreement was signed on behalf of the county by Honorable Beatrice A. Odongo, the County Executive Committee member for Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs. As per the term of agreement, the county government committed to the providing followings. 1. Facilities and venues. The county was responsible for providing necessary venues and facilities to host festivals. This includes sports facilities and the main festival stage at the Jaramogi. I think that was just an oversight. It's Moi Complex Sports Center. Moi Complex, I think so, not Jaramogi. Number 2, security and protocol services. The county was to provide adequate security personnel and protocol services to ensure the safety and comfort of all invited guests and the festival's participants. Security measures outlined in the agreement included the police presence and the safeguarding of the exhibitions areas. Number 2 was legal oversight. It is noted that the Office of the County Attorney was not involved in the negotiation or signing of the agreement. This is a procedural oversight that should be addressed in future engagement to ensure all legal implications are adequately reviewed and mitigated. Number 3, expenditure overview. The Kisumu County government allocated and spent a total of 15,854,600 in the support of festival. The expenditure was categorized as follows. 1. Venue setup and logistic at 14,854,600. Performing artist was 500,000. Security services was Kenya shillings 500,000. On the part of the following, number 4 was lack of formal agreement of key services. It was observed that the department did not provide formal services agreement or contract for the security personnel and performing artists who were engaged and paid using county funds. This lack of documentation raises concerns around accountability and compliance with the public procurement and financial management regulations. Committee recommendation. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the committee recommends the following: that every memorandum of understanding be vetted and formally signed off by the office of the county attorney prior to the final approval to ensure legal compliance and enforceability. 2, that the departments must ensure formal service contracts are in place for all engagements funded by the county, particularly security personnel and performing artist detail scope. Deliverables, payment terms, and the accountability measures. The department should restrict payment to personnel and suppliers to cases where full contract documentation has been submitted and vetted. That the department must introduce standard risk assessment for all agreements or contracts to identify potential legal exposure, financial loss, and compliance failures in advance, include contractual provisions of dispute resolution, liability clauses, and performance guarantees. 4, that is, it is imperative that any future event adheres to the established legal procurement process when acquiring the necessary facilities and services. These ensure transparency, accountability, and compliance with the relevant regulations and policies. Number 5, that upon the adoption of this report, the Department of Sports, Culture, Gender, and Youth Affairs shall furnish this assembly within 30 days with a comprehensive list, full details of the security personnel and the artists who were contracted and paid during the FESTAC event held in Kisumu, including the amount paid, payment dates, and supporting documents. Conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the honorable members. This committee's inquiry into FESTAC, which is African Festival Partnership, has revealed a mixture of accommodable commitment and procedural oversight within the county government of Kisumu. On the positive side, the county demonstrated institutional partnership by entering into a formal agreement signed by the CECM on 13th May 2024 and made clear financial, logistical, and administrative commitment to ensure successful execution of the event. However, critical weaknesses were identified in legal procurement process that raises concerns about compliance with the statutory obligation, accountability, and risk management. The MOU was neither reviewed nor approved by the Office of the County Attorney in contravention of the County Government Act and Office of the County Attorney Act. This and oversight could expose the county to unenforceable terms and legal disputes. Payment to security personnel and performing artists were disbursed without formal services contract, breached the Public Procurement Asset Disposal Act requirement for documented agreements and structural procurement. The absence of the formal agreements and contingencies mechanism indicates inadequate system for ensuring transparency, accountability, and protection of public funds. In light of these findings, the community has advanced a targeted recommendation aimed to fortifying legal compliance, financial safeguard, and procedural transparency. These recommendations encompasses legal vetting, contract documentation, risk assessment, procurement adherence, and disclosure of contract details to this assembly. I now call upon Honorable Benson Adega to second this motion.
Honorable members, now that the motion adoption of report of Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee, the first expenditure have been properly moved, seconded, I want now to propose a question, and I propose that the report is open for debate. Honorable Tom Nyauke, not Nyakachwat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I'll view this report on two different dimensions. Mr. Speaker, this Festac festival happened when we were actually here. And I believe the reason why Honorable Sami Onyango of Railways Ward thought this statement was because of what we physically saw was happening with that Festac festival, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you look at this particular report, the information, if you look at the first preamble, it is talking about how money was spent in a good way, and that we made, it was commensurate to what was being presented at that particular time, Mr. Speaker. But if you come back to the recommendations and the conclusions of the committee, you read them one by one, and you see that there was a very serious problem with that, the management of that festival, Mr. Speaker. I really doubt if this report is having any intention of bringing to the light why Honorable Sami Onyango had sought this statement, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we can even remember vividly that during that particular festival, I think it happened for the first day, second day, and we were told even the second day, the owners of the tents were already moving up their tents, Mr. Speaker. And even on the second or the third day, if I'm not wrong, there was nobody there, Mr. Speaker. And there was a lot of throwing hands left, right, and center, or the people who were invited to present. They could not present, they could not be given time to present, and therefore they were not paid anything that time. We had a lot of issues, Mr. Speaker, and that is why I believe Honorable Sami Onyango sought a statement to have this thing cleared. Mr. Speaker, even having given the committee a lot of time to go and find out and bring to us in this house a proper information on what transpired, Mr. Speaker, they have come up with a negotiated report where the executive is saying how the money was used, well, but in their conclusions, their own conclusions and recommendations, if you look at what they are recommending and what they are concluding, Mr. Speaker, it demonstrates that some failures must have been realized during this festival, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is so sad that I can't accept this report the way it is, and therefore I stand to reject this report and let the committee do a proper report. Mr. Speaker, the money that was spent here is quite not small money, Mr. Speaker. It is only important that we are informed exactly what transpired, and then we see how to close that matter. Mr. Speaker, I wonder if the committee, now they are talking about giving more time to the executive to go and explain 1, 2, 3, why all this time, if we are still requesting for more time to be given to the executive to explain themselves insofar as this festival was concerned. Mr. Speaker, I beg to object this report and let them bring a proper report, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Ken Ouko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to comment on the report. Mr. Speaker, you can remember before festivals, we had a Proceedings. Mr. Speaker, there's a precedence being set in our county, especially on the part of the executive, where somebody wakes up one day and just starts to do their own things, disregarding the rules of law. Mr. Speaker, when you look at, before we get to Festus, because we have to compare, sometimes here the report on Proceedings was brought to the House. Mr. Speaker, it had a lot of loopholes. The same problem now goes with the festivals. Mr. Speaker, in a contract agreement, we have a lot of matters pertaining to law. And that is the reason why we have the Attorney General with us to guide on several matters concerning an agreement, and especially the contract. Mr. Speaker, it is quite unfortunate that the contract was signed by the CCM for sports without the inputs of the Attorney General. And we can attribute that to the main cause of the failure of this event. Mr. Speaker, in a contract agreement, we must have a clause on dispute resolutions, the measures which has to be taken. But in the absence of somebody qualified to do that, you expect the kind of contracts which must be abused. We have the terms and conditions. We have the legalities. Do the parties have the capacity to offer such kind of services? Mr. Speaker, we must also be ready to see what we gain as a county out of such kind of festivals. It has to be explained very clearly. Mr. Speaker, it is quite unfortunate that when the committee went to look for the expenditure, the supportive documents pertaining to the expenditure of 15 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, they were not supported and they were not produced. Mr. Speaker, in such a situation, whoever drafted, whoever assumed the responsibility of the Attorney General should be indicated very clearly and should be indicted very clearly that they went against the rules and the law. It is very clear. Let us have people taking responsibility for their failures. The moment we go around reports without putting responsibility to individuals, it means we will still fail in very many matters, especially of importance to the people. Any expenditure which belongs to the public must be accounted for. Mr. Speaker, you can remember we have had a lot of problems in county audit unit. A unit which should be having 20 employees, but has only 7. 4 don't have the requisite qualifications to offer such kind of services. And remember, they are paid for. What do you really expect when we have no internal controls? You expect somebody just to make arbitrary decisions, which will in turn go against the constitution. We are only lucky that probably some were not economically stable to take us to court. We will be in court now to pay for some things which would have avoided, Mr. Speaker. What kind of administration are we having? It is our duty, members of the County Assembly, to oversight the authority concerned. And remember, there was a time now we were with the executive sometimes back, and the chief executive of the county explained very clearly, members of the county, perform your roles. Me, I'm leaving for home. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Honorable Emily, again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to also contribute in this discussion. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to support this motion with very good recommendations proposed. Mr. Speaker, my only concern is the time taken to bring this report to the House. If you look at when the statement was raised, that's almost a year down the line. And I don't think there's any time I've ever heard of any committee, any commitment being made for a report to be brought back to the House more than 10 months. Mr. Speaker, I think this, because I think we are working backwards, because if we talk about first act at this point, remember before we had Proceedings, that still needs to be solved, issues that still needs to be solved. And last year in December, we also had something called Mzuka. I don't know who will ever handle this Mzuka issue, because if we are now talking about first track today in 2025, what about Mzuka? Will it be handled in the next assembly? If we work with this pace, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to encourage the committee to pull up their socks or bring back reports on time, because we cannot take more than 10 months in bringing a report to the House. This is so embarrassing. It means someone is not doing their work somewhere. Maybe the chair needs to talk about that. And Mr. Speaker, from these recommendations, I believe that if the department is presented with these recommendations, I believe going forward, I don't think we'll ever have any other kind of MOU that actually puts the citizen of Kisumu in an awkward situation, where they cannot account for funds that were used for these festivals. Because I know these festivals are also good for the county, because they market the county worldwide. But just like it was recommended that the MOUs must be vetted and formally signed off by the Office of the County Attorney, well, this needs to be done well, so that everyone is catered for and everyone goes home happy. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I support this report.
Mr. Speaker, much as I rise to support the report, I want to add on what Honorable Emily has said, that if these reports are going to be brought after or late, then we'll have failed our responsibility. But again, Mr. Speaker, much as our members and co-chairmen are trying and bringing reports in this House, as oversight, we are oversighting the executive. The purpose of oversighting the executive is to safeguard and protect the misuse of public funds and bringing it to a stop. I can't remember whether in this House there's been any report in regard to recommendations made saying we have acted on the recommendation that was passed in this House. We are almost ending our term, and no such report has been made. It is like the executive has known our weaknesses, and the reports are read and they are put under the carpet. Nothing happens. It is your duty, it's our duty now to do our oversight properly. It is not just coming to this House, reading the reports, and we go back home.
The implementation committee chair was changed. He has just brought one report. But again, there are some reports, including recommendations of others to be taken to anti-corruption. We have not even been told whether that anti-corruption report was given to them, what is the procedure, whether it is still lying with the clerk here. If we do not do and follow these things, then we are doing nothing in this house. We'll be reading these reports, then we go home. But at the end of the day, you will be accountable to the people who elected you. And their judgment and the ruling is harsher than what you are ruling in this house. And that will be to go home permanently. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to air my voice on this very report. And Mr. Speaker, I want to join Honorable Nyaoke in rejecting this report because, Mr. Speaker, a statement sought over 1 year is still coming up with a recommendation that the House adopts and gives the committee another 1 month to furnish the House with a detailed list of participants, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, those are one of the prayers that the statement seeker sought. Mr. Speaker, the report is inconclusive, and I don't see anything worth adopting by the House. Mr. Speaker, if the committee is giving us round figures of attendees when the statement seeker sought for a comprehensive list, they are telling us that participants from Africa were 34. Europe, we had 11. South Africa, there was 1. So, Mr. Speaker, do you think having a list of the name of one person from South Africa could not be given by the department? Who are these guests from Africa, the 34? From which countries? Australia was 11, was 1. And we don't know the name of this one guest from Australia. Mr. Speaker, the House appropriated 15 million towards the event. And they are telling us that the department was only responsible for the provision of the event venue and sports facilities. Which were these sporting facilities? Which sporting activities were conducted during Festac? And who were the participants? The venue is a sports ground, which is a county property. Did we spend any monies on the venue? And if the department only spent on the stage, does it cost a whole 14 million to provide a stage? Can they provide the payment vouchers? Mr. Speaker, this report is very inconclusive, and by adopting this report, Mr. Speaker, then I don't think we as an assembly really understand what we are doing in regards to oversight. And Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of mischiefs hidden between some statements here. And I expected recommendations that required further investigations by more professional investigators. But this habit of going forward, that every memorandum be vetted formally, why didn't they do the right things at the right moment? Why do we always have to excuse the departments for doing wrong things and then come with a word going forward? What about going backwards? What has happened? Is it because they didn't know what they were meant to do before? And Mr. Speaker, this is our third year. And 2025-2026 is our last year of implementation. 2026-2027, Mr. Speaker, will be an electioning period. And most members sitting here, Mr. Speaker, maybe will be out there campaigning to come back to this house or go to other places. So I believe this financial year, Mr. Speaker, will either make or further destroy the oversight responsibility and legacy of this assembly. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to request this House to ask the chair, Honorable Nancy Matara, to go back with this report, do a comprehensive work, and submit a proper report to the House. But this one, Mr. Speaker, undermines our oversight role as an assembly. Thank you.
Oh, Samuel Lede.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Let me now also raise my sentiments concerning the report which has just been read by the Chair of Culture and Sport, Gender Equality. Mr. Speaker, the report which has just been read has a lot of gaps that should not be passed in this House. To begin with, the issue of allocation which were appropriated for the occasion, you see that it's about 15.8 million. And according to the amount was allocated, it's found that about 14.8 million was for the stage, which was catered by the home events for the stage. Mr. Speaker, the 500,000 which was set for the performing arts, and we are being told that there were 15 groups which were performing. Which 15 groups were these? A block figure of 15 groups. They would have been in a position of mentioning the groups which performed during the Festa event. Concerning the security, Mr. Speaker, we find that about 500,000 also was spent in the security issue. Concerning security, again, Mr. Speaker, we find that in order to engage a security firm, there should have been a proper contract engagement. And hereby we find that there was no proper engagement of any contract with the security team, and we've been told that 500,000 shilling Kenya money was spent during this event, Mr. Speaker. And that means we would have been in a position of knowing the criteria of which they got the security team which performed, because they would have been in a position of giving one security team. They would have requested for a number of security teams and show us the way they arrived to the security firm which got the contract of 500,000, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, going with the information we are receiving from the report, we find that they were to sign. The MOU was signed by the Minister, the CCM for Sport. Mr. Speaker, procedurally, who was to sign the MOU should have been done at the office of the county attorney to at least set us free and know the legal issues which pertained during the setting of the, during the occasion which took place. With that, Mr. Speaker, it still come to a recommendation that the issue will be taken for interrogation by the office of the attorney. Why to take it for more interrogation, yet they already misuse the funds in the department? So, Mr. Speaker, with the few remarks I have had, I see it wise for the committee to go back and do more on the report. Otherwise, if we pass such a report in this House, we are now not doing our best oversight. Or otherwise, I'll submit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. and I reject.
Honorable Adega.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute in the matter before the House. Mr. Speaker, I beg the members to be realistic, because in our committee, when we wrote a letter to the department to give us the details, you see, we have already known that we took almost a year to bring this report to the House. Reasons, the executive, whatever they give us is what we bring to this House, Mr. Speaker. When we wrote a letter, we need the names of the visitors or guests. We were given numbers without the names. Secondly, you see our recommendation here, even the MOU was neither reviewed nor approved by the Attorney General. We brought that one in the House. Secondly, you see even the disbursement of the vouchers were disbursed without a formal service contract which was done. And that is the report we brought with this before this House, and I beg the members to approve this report as it is, because we can't go to the executive and take the reports without them bringing it after writing to a letter to them, Mr. Speaker. I support this report, and I beg members to support this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether I would be out of order, Mr. Speaker, but this is very necessary point of information.
Okay, you had contributed. You were in a point
This
of
is
order.
information. I want to inform
What
the
is
House. Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Adega has just confirmed that even the reports, the information that they have put into these reports is not substantive. They have just brought to us even things which the executive were unable to produce as per their questions that they submitted. Mr. Speaker, and he goes ahead to plead with the House to approve something even he understands himself. Mr. Speaker, it is only important that members read these things one by one so that we make an informed decision. Let us not fight for the approval of it. There's nothing wrong with rejecting.
Nyauke, sorry.
Speaker, thank you.
You want to steal your time back into the debate. I will not allow you. If you've given your information, it's already conveyed. Honorable Umudo.
Many thanks, Honorable Speaker. Again, to my fellow colleagues in the House in the morning session. I arise here to support the report which has been presented by the committee on the sports in relation to the fiasco, I call it fiasco event, that took place. I would be very brief in my summary, Honorable Speaker. A lot of lapses have been mentioned in the report, a number of lapses, and I don't want to repeat myself. Anybody who was following up the report, the reading of the report, would have listened to a number of things, including the legal implications and many things. Honorable Speaker, it's coming out very clearly that as much as we can continue blaming the committee, they have not brought a report which should have done this and that. How far can a committee go? The committee can only do what they bid. The rest is to be left to the implementation committee. Like my colleague, the deputy majority leader, just commented, Honorable Lumumba Wati. A lot of recommendations have been done in this House, Honorable Speaker. But where are we ending up with these things? What is the implementation committee? Can they come back and tell us what kind of actions? We have just had a very nasty report. I call it nasty because there are a lot of gaps and a lot of loopholes for some event which people created in this city just to siphon some money and enrich themselves. Honestly speaking, a colleague also said here that the second day of the event, the guys who were supposed to exhibit or to do their things were already folding their items and leaving the venue. That means that there was no event technically, but the money went 15 million. I think if the report may not be satisfactory to other people, but at least they've mentioned the gaps. What can we do with the gaps that have been mentioned, and what is the implementation committee going to do? And in that regard, I support the report so that the few recommendations be done.
Honorable Millicent Omuya.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm just making some observation. When you look to this specific department, it's the same department that organized something, just something called governance tournament. That really ashamed us. Then they followed with this thing called Festac, I don't know. I believe they've just formed a habit. And I think this is the right time. We need to tell them enough is enough. And not supporting the report. Thank you.
Sir, Honorable Alice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to reject the report because after going through the report and even the recommendations, it seems as if the department was not serious with what they are doing. There are so many things they are not telling the committee, and we are missing a lot. It's so unfortunate that the government is losing a lot of money, and this is something which is open. We can see that this department is taking us for a ride. So we want to reject the report so that it goes back to the, so that they liaise with the department so they give us the correct information. We cannot allow ourselves to be cheated and to be given reports which are not correct. This festival, whatever, this event, there are so many gaps. So we want to know exactly what happened with the money which was allocated on the same. And I want to reject the report so that the department should come up with very clear, and they should be accountable as soon as possible. Thank you.
Honorable Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Going by the mood of the House, may I call the mover to reply?
Honorable Nancy Matara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to say thank you again to the honorable members who have contributed. Mr. Speaker, we just gave a room for that 1 month, but so that the department to furnish us with the right document. However, we can reduce this to a week, that we do that from the CEC in the charge. If not done, we'll do further recommendation to the PICPAC committee to take it over for further investigation, even to the ESC, which I know my able chair of PICPAC can handle it. Mr. Speaker, nowadays I'm used to this honorable Nerea not supporting my document, and I don't feel Yes, Mr. Speaker. There's no any other report that I've brought in this house that Nere has supported, and I don't know the reason why. Maybe the reason is best known to her. As a senior member of this house, yes. Because Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the issue of guests who attended the event, it was just an informative report to the members because the core issue was fund allocated to the event, which we have clarified. But Mr. Speaker, what I want to say is this. Reason why we delayed with the report, we did call the department, yes. But sometimes you find the departments are so committed, like the time we called them, they were in Kikoska and they were having their events. We called again after 2 weeks, they were a bit committed. And I'm very sorry for that, and it's not, that's the thing that we couldn't avoid, but we allowed them, give them the leeway. Mr. Speaker, I want to say this. As I've said that you want the department to furnish us with the right documents, and I think this is the last time we're doing this. And as I've said that it's not well done, then we hand it over to the PICPA committee or further for the EACC, and also maybe to the implementation. To me, what I want to do, and I want to request the department, was to itemize the 14 million 854. They itemized about the stage, because this was only about the stage. But if they can itemize it, then it's okay. But Mr. Speaker, we've said that it was 30 days, but you're giving maybe a week. And there's nothing, and I say, I reply.
Honorable members, the motion adoption of the report of the Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee affects tax expenditure, properly moved by the chair of the committee, seconded, debated. As per our standing order, it's time that now I want to put a question. And I put that as many of the opinion that the motion adoption of the report of the Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee on the first tax expenditure be adopted, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Nay. Have it. The report, the motion adoption of the report of Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs Committee on the first expenditure have been rejected. Today, Wednesday, the 24th September 2024 at 10:07 hours. And it means the committee will have to look into the whole statement, but it will be upon the House Business Committee to make decisions on when to maybe give them an opportunity to present it again. But you remember, procedurally, as per the standing order, there is provision on how such motions can get their way back into the House. Next order.
There is no any other business.
Honorable, you can be upstanding. There being no any other business in the order paper, the House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, the 24th of September 2025, 2:30 p.m.